Sometimes people just haven't had that parental guidance when they were younger, you know, and if they know that there's somebody to support them, to guide them in the right direction, then, you know, it's more likely that they're willing to change.
I think one of the main things in terms of motivating people to change is the readiness to change. You know, some people want to change, but they're not able at that time for whatever reason because the readiness isn't there. You know, I think sometimes they have to go on a journey. That, you know, the cycle of change, you go round and round and round it sometimes. You know, some journeys are very, very short. You know, some people go through it and come out the other end, and other people, you know, they might be, you know, prolific, and it might be they have a criminal history that spans 20, 30 years, and then there'll be a lifestyle change for some reason, and it might be because I'm just ready at this point now, I knew what the consequences were for us 20 years ago, but at that point, there were other dynamics going on for us that prevented us making that decision. So I think readiness is key. So if you get somebody at readiness stage and you've got the interventions in place, you kind of, you're cooking on gas, I think.
It doesn't work. It mixes a lot of current drug users, alcohol abusers in the same environment who aren't really at a point of wanting to stop the behaviour. You know, and if you put all that in one mix, people are just complying to get through a programme rather than having to face the consequences of going back to court and things like that. Well, for my particular condition, which is being a drug addict, I would say if they had arrested it in the early days and give us forced rehabilitation, I would have preferred that. I would have resisted it at first and thought it wasn't fair or unkind and I'm going to right to do all that. But looking back in hindsight, I think it was a much more kinder, humanitarian, responsible sort of approach, you know.
My prison doesn't work, does it? I've spent half my life in there, so truthfully I think it's because of God that I won't be reoffending again. Probation's they've done well with me, and I've got probation to thank. How they've treated us, they were being truthful from day one with me, and I've been truthful with them. But it's not like probation that's changed my life. How I've managed to turn my life around. It's Jesus, you know what I mean? So I've got, in my mind, I've got Jesus to thank for that, and the church, people who put all the faith in me, you know what I mean? It's them who's trusted me, you know what I mean? So it's them who's got us where I'm at today.
Obviously my probation team was saying it's not just jail, it's like you, but I says it's took jail for us to change, so it is jail really. So jail has changed us. Probably probation and that as well, like, because obviously the first time I got out, I only done 1 day with probation and I got recalled, you know what I mean? This time I've come out, I've had a different, like, change in heart and mind, and obviously with these have just pushed us in the right path constantly, giving us everything I need. Like, every time I come, they're constantly praising us, like, I can't get anything better than that. Like, if someone's constantly praising you, you gotta push yourself to achieve a little bit more, you know what I mean? Instead of knowing that, like, obviously they know that I've done crime, and instead of coming and judging us, where if they judged us, I would have probably went backwards. I would have went back to jail, you know what I mean? But with them just, like, obviously, like, the probation team here is really good. Like Gabriella and Linda and people like that. Like, that's who I work with, and anything I ever need, they're there to help. Like, just even if it's just to talk to someone, I can pick the phone up and ring Linda and I can sit talk to them. You know what I mean? So this is a good team here. Like, so it is probation as well. Like, I think if I didn't have probation, I probably would end up. Well, I can't say that because I've just recently had another little girl, so obviously that's changed us a bit more. Because I don't want to, like, I've got a kind of few kids, you know what I mean? I've got like 4 children, and like, obviously I don't get to see 3 of them, and with this one I don't want that anymore. I want that to have a dad. I want to see us with a job. I want her to have a decent life and not get brought up like I did. That's all I want. Well, basically, what my problem was is I suffered from depression, So what they done was try to fill me days in for us, really, so I wasn't sitting about. Because if I was sitting about, then my mind would have went back to crime, you know what I mean? Some people get out of jail and they haven't got the mindset of changing just yet, you know what I mean? Because they're still doing stuff inside. Like, obviously, I was doing drugs, I went to jail, I stopped. I've come out and I've carried on that way. Like, I've got out, I've stopped drinking, I've stopped taking drugs. I've done everything I possibly can, but if you get out of jail and you don't have that mindset, then you're just going to fall back into crime. Simple as that. Will I reoffend? No. I don't want to reoffend at all. I can't see myself going backwards now. All I can ever see now is a future. Before, I never used to see that, you know what I mean? I used to just try to think of where the next money was coming from to get the next bit of drugs. But now, all I can see is better things for us, really. Like, I've never been abroad, so obviously with this job, the first thing I want to do is take the pain abroad, because I've never been abroad. So, I want to do stuff. Like, I've never had that kind of stuff. Like, my mum and dad never used to take me abroad, so I want to change how I got brought up by bringing her up different. You know what I mean?